Alright, I'm going to go over everything that I use to reload shouldered and straight wall cartridges. First things first, as many reloading manuals as you can for different load data, and some books will offer more advice on how to reload precision ammo. I've got these bookmarked here. These are all the ones I reload. I haven't done there's the Colt, but I can't open these up and show you. Sorry, but Hornady's really good for buying the FMJ, whatnot, and Hodgdon's pretty good for, if you're buying their powders, but it's pretty limited. The 5th edition shot shell, this is very elaborate, but most of the time I'm coming up with my own shot shells loads. It's just such a wide variety of wads and weights and stuff like that. So this is my favorite one of all time, Cast Bullet Handbook. It's mostly for bolt action, so for semi-auto rifle, the max load is basically my starting load, but don't take my advice on that. Lyman's pretty good for both FMJ and lead cast. Then of course a journal to write down all your recipes and load datas, your ladder tests, and just to record which is most accurate, because they only give you so much blank space in these pages. Then of course a hand priming tool. This is the Lee. You got the small, this is the large primer for large pistol and large rifle, and then in here is the large small pistol, small rifle. And then each priming tool shell holder is designed to use for various cartridges. You can pause that and take a screenshot of that. I've got a couple extra number 12s for 7.62x3.9 if anybody wants one. I just got impatient when I ordered some and they were like 3 months out, so I placed another order, then another order, because they're only like $8 a piece. Anyways, then I got the dies. With the pistol, I buy the four die deluxe set. I've got the carbide dies. You don't really need the lube with the carbide straight wall dies, but I do anyways, very lightly. Full length size, everything, shouldered and straight wall. And then you have your case mouth expander die that allows you to seat the bullet, and then your bullet seating die, and then your crimp die, which I hardly crimp anymore unless it's something I just really reset the case mouth expansion, or if something's got a cantilure. But I printed out all the basics just in case I forget exactly how they're set, because each die set is just a little bit different. With the 40 and 10 millimeter set, it's quite a few turns to load 10 millimeter. And I got my Lee lead hardness tester kit. Comes with a little microscope. It's really good to know the hardness of your lead casts, to know what they can handle as far as pressure. And then with shouldered dies, I got didn't really need to, could have gone with the 3 die deluxe set, because I don't use the bolt action neck sizer only and decapper. I full length size everything, and I thought I could get away with my rifle fired brass just using, because it says bolt action from your gun only, but they still wouldn't chamber, man. So full length size everything. And then here's the bullet sizer or bullet seating die, and then your crimp die and the shell holder. So yeah, with the pace setting dies, they're a little cheaper, but you just got the bare necessities. Full length size, D-prime, seater, crimper, and with 7.62x3.9 I've got 310 expansion pins and 308 expander pins. So if I wanted to load 308 projectiles in 7.62x3.9 I can. It works great. And then I get the 45 Colt, but I got a few more sets that I can't show you them all. Then the cartridge checker, of course. I use that just for checking cases, and then I use this 45 auto cartridge case ammo checker when I'm loading for my 1911, because it's very picky. But it's best to just use your barrel itself. And then I've got the hand trimmer, the power trimmer. It's got the deburr and chamfer on there, and a pocket tool. I've got a bunch of other stuff. The neck brushes. Yeah, a couple little things in there. But let's see what else. Oh, yeah, this is a must. At least two different digital jewelry powder scales. This Frankfurt Arsenal only goes to 100th of a grain. I can't really get that open with one hand. But this Smart Way off Amazon, it's like $17 or something. This goes to 1/1000th of a grain, and it's been fairy dust accurate. So, and then your powder measurer, I've been using this. It's probably dropped 200,000 loads at least, and it's been dead on consistent. There are some small ball powders where it struggles with, and it just sorts of tries to lock up just a little bit, or it gets a little stiff. But with the cylindrical powders, like Varget and 4198, it's smooth as butter, man. Let's see what else. We got show you the lead cast prep station. Wow, that's been on the whole time for like 5 days, and I just noticed. I tried to use this for copper and melted it quite a bit, but it still works. Now it sits at a nice angle, but obviously your lead needs to be molten before it can stick in there. I'm not very good at making videos, so bear with me. I like the Lee 6 cavity molds. They work well enough as long as you take care of them. This 55 grain 225 mold I use for loading 223. And then a powder coat. This is all range scrap lead that comes out to about 12 BHN, and I add thrift store pewter to get the hardness up to 14 to 16. And then all my my lead casts, my gas check for 7.62x3.9 and 30-30. Then another must, if you're gonna cast, go with a cheap toaster oven and powder coat, unless you want to go the traditional lube. But my pan is ribbed, so I went with a couple layers of silicone baking mat, and then I'll line parchment paper each time and then just flip it over and reuse it. But yeah, I'm probably missing a couple things, but I'll add on to it